Most people know you for the ball pythons, but you also create a lot of. She has the geckos, and I have Borneos and short tails, and retics. I have a lot of different species that a lot of people don't know that I have. Stuff that hasn't even been shown off yet by Warren and Garrett. Probably already sits in our racks, and I'm really excited about it.
Howdy, folks. Brian Kusko here at Redline Report, and today we're going to sit down with Tony Thomas of Hardwire Exotics, and we're going to talk about. Well, Tony's been dealing with Tony's been dealing with cancer recently. We're going to touch on that, but we're also going to focus on a lot of the different species he's working with that people might not know that he's working with. And you're watching Redline Report. How many people are aware that you're currently battling cancer?
I would say a good portion probably know currently already.
Okay.
So, and I don't mind talking about it at all. It probably a lot of people appreciate the fact that I can give them updates because they do worry about my conditions. So I don't mind bringing it into it. I don't want to make a whole show about it.
Sure. Yeah, you're not trying to throw yourself a pity party or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is definitely commendable. I mean, I imagine a hard place to be, and all of us could use a little bit of like sympathy and grace at times from people. So,
Yep.
but like you said, you don't want to like
Right.
ask for it.
No.
Yeah. Like other than obviously going through chemo, like can drain your energy and stuff and make it, as you're talking about earlier, like kind of takes away from your ability to do as much work as maybe you'd like to or that you feel that needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so how do you deal with that? Like,
Whenever I feel like it, I just have to work. When I don't feel like it, I just have to sit down. So, but I have a lot of friends that have stepped in to help with the snakes, and then my dad helps, with the knives some too now, especially the leather. So, there's family and friends that have stepped in to help with that. So,
I'm not just. I promise I'm not that tarted. I'm not trying to pull just the knife out. I'm trying to get the belt back off. There we go. I always wanted to see the leather again too, just so we could like look at it and appreciate its beauty. How long have you been making these things?
4 maybe 5 years now.
Okay.
So, but and we can get into that too. A lot of people don't understand what I've done prior to making knives. Is I worked in a body shop my whole life and metal work, and I mean, same thing I done basically in a body shop. I just put an edge on the metal, but a lot of that characteristics and work and things flow right over from the body shop into making knives. So it was a pretty easy transition for me because I was so well versed in resins and shaping things and metal work and all that. It's very similar to auto body.
This feels super nice in the hand too. And like I said, I just love that there was a little bit of that California touch in there.
Yep. Hemp wood. Yep.
And then the
Giraffe
bone, like, is a very beautiful piece, and it feels good in the hand. I actually used it to eat breakfast this morning.
Nice.
And like cutting up my I got a meat omelet with some stuff, and like I had the fork and just like went through it just like butter, just like. And that's when I love eating food like that, when you can get like that nice clean, just like flat finish on the edge. It just gives me such satisfaction. It like adds to the enjoyment of the meal when you get a nice easy cut like that. Just the weight of it feels good. It really made the meal like that much better just to have this to eat it with.
Sure.
Seriously. And then the pouch too. I'm so notorious for losing knives that this one I plan not to lose because of the pouch and the fact that it will stay attached
Turn
to
this
me.
thing off.
So I mean, so a lot of people know. I've watched the YouTube channel a few times, and there's definitely some, definitely ball pythons featured and whatnot, and that maybe I would assume, being somebody who's watched your channel just a couple times, like I would have thought that ball pythons were your main focus,
Right.
But you work with all kinds of other species.
Yep. Retics. Retics are probably my favorite species. I just absolutely love them. And I have breeder size animals that I don't know. It's like if they breed, they breed. If they don't, they don't. Like I don't put a whole lot of effort into breeding. I just enjoy them. So really love those, and I have a lot of the Rent-A-Go stuff, and recently have acquired some of the dwarf stuff. So the dwarf stuff is more new to me than the Rent-A-Go stuff is. But I don't know how I feel about the dwarfs. I mean, I get it. It's probably easier to manage and probably more
Size-wise.
popular and things like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, just something about a 12, 15-foot snake that just cool.
Yeah,
So
I know some folks that definitely have that kind of mindset that work with mainland rejects. I have a few myself, like 4 mainlands. Like if you want to have a big snake, why not just have a big snake?
right, it's like just buy a boa if you want a super dwarf. It's kind of the way I feel about it. But I see a lot of interest in the super dwarf stuff because of the size. So it makes it appealing to me. Um, and then of course it's always, I hate to say it, but we play God almost when we were breeding these things. So being able to create possibly rennet ghosts and pieds and things like that that are more manageable for the general public, I feel like is something pretty cool to create.
Sure.
So I'd like to take that avenue. Maybe one day. I mean, like I said, I haven't had a clutch of retics in years, and so I don't really actively try to breed them, but probably gonna put a little bit more focus on it in the next couple of years. But we also have Borneos. We have some actually wild caught Borneos that have been long term captive. I'd say probably 8 to 12 years long term. A really nice bloodlines, create some really cool looking stuff that's not so popular. And people like the fresh blood, quote unquote. So got that. I actually have some babies right now that'll be ready pretty soon.
You're talking about Borneo short tails.
Yeah, short
Yeah.
tails. Yep. We have some chrome heads that we've been growing up. I'm actively looking for some more uh, Sumatrans. I'd like to have some of that really black line. The chrome heads are nice, but I really like those blacks, and I'd like to have some solid black ones. So I'm currently looking for those.
Have you hit up Matt at all? Garrett Matt?
Do I know him?
Yeah.
Hmm.
He
Yep.
might. I don't know if he has any. If you're looking for that, he might.
Me and Matt are actually really good friends, and he's actually tattooed me, and I have some bloods from him, but I don't know that we've ever even talked about the Sumatrans.
Hmm.
So
I bring him up because I love Matt too,
yeah,
and he actually sent me one like an orange head one time,
nice,
female, just to hang out. So I know it, and she's nice and black too with it on her
sweet.
body. So
I'll have to hit him up.
yeah,
So he
yeah,
checks on me, and once he found out that I have cancer, he checks in on me every now and again. Solid dude.
yeah. Matt's awesome, dude, man.
So
No doubt. But also, what else you got? You got Retex, even some dwarf action. You got the Borneo short tails, other short tail. What other species?
so recently I've been out of the boas for quite some time, but my buddy Matt Shiflett at American Made Exotics has just got me absolutely hooked on Amazon tree boas.
Okay.
So captive bred, Amazon tree boas, reds, calicos, stripes, tricolors. We've got a pretty good. They're all babies, so it's all new stuff to me, but stuff I really enjoy those. Like really really enjoy those. They're beautiful display animals. They are temperamental, but I feel like the captive bred animals are much chiller. I can manage and hold most of the ones that we have. So pretty excited about those. And then we also have been adding a lot of Colombian boas, Colombian rainbow boas. We have some Brazilians too, but the Brazilians tend to be just like the regular red Brazilians, but the Colombians that we have are Aneries and Albanos, and working on some snows, and I really like the Colombians. I know people tend to like the Brazilians more because of their brighter colors, but the more Colombians that we have and see and raise, they seem to be a lot more hardy.
Hmm.
So we don't have any issues with any of the Colombians, whereas rainbows can kind of be a little finicky or a little picky. I feel like the Colombians are more hardy, and I just like them. I mean, I know that's kind of against what everybody thinks, but I really like the Colombians a lot. So those are pretty cool, especially the Aneries. I think the Anery Colombian rainbow boa is probably the coolest out of all the rainbow boas. Absolutely love them, and they're like solid blue, gray color as an adult. Really dope.
They still have like the Android. Does it still have that iridescence? I've never really looked at one up
Not
close,
really.
No, it doesn't.
Not really. I mean, it does have. I think all of them kind of have somewhat of that little sheen to them, the rainbow effect. But the Anery does kill some of that. But the unique color really makes it worth losing that to get that color on them as adults, especially.
Okay.
So really like those. And I think trying to run through my racks in my head, looking around, and I think the only other we have some of the rat snakes, the cock's eyes, bamboo rat snakes. We
Yeah,
have some
those are
of
cool.
those. They just look cool. I mean, it's just a cool little animal. They sell really good. Um, you
The
know,
head pattern is pretty unique.
yeah,
With the bands across the face like
yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
And you get some variety in them. You know, some of them are really striped. Some of them are kind of more banded, and they change some as they grow. You know, the patterns actually change a little bit. So those are pretty cool. And then 2 years ago, I picked up some Chinese king rats. So I have a trio of Chinese king rats. Two are het T negatives, and I have a visual T negative. And I really like those. Like those are almost up there with retics. Um, I really look forward to making some of those. I really like the way they move. They're very similar to cobras, or I feel like they're very similar to cobras as far as the way they move. Almost like retics, you can kind of see their eyes moving and thinking. Really cool species. I highly recommend anybody that likes a fast moving species to check those things out. And they're just beautiful. You know, the T negative obviously is cool because it's albino, but even just a regular, you know, Chinese king rats, that blue, I mean, not blue, but a black and green, you know, some of them have some yellow on them. They're just really cool species. I like them. And I'm probably missing several other species that I can't think of off the top of my head,
It's
but
definitely a lot more than ball pythons, right?
definitely a lot more than ball pythons, which, you know, was pretty much what people only think I breed. And then my newest addiction is African house snakes. I've kind of leaked that out in a couple of shows and podcasts and on YouTube a little bit, but the African house snakes are, yeah, I have a lot.
How many is a lot?
I don't even know.
I guess when you lose count, that count qualifies into a lot.
I'm gonna say at least 60 to 70, and it's probably 120 to 150, but I don't know. I don't know.
Wow, that was okay. What's your plan with that? I mean, to breed them and like bring them. Where did you get those? That's a lot of house snakes
Yeah.
in a short
So
time.
a good friend of mine, Warren, at Bushveld Reptiles, has been uh, wild collecting. You know, well, let me give you a little background on him. He's from South Africa, so he grew up just catching these things in his yard, practically, and he had an absolute obsession with them as a kid, and that just grew with him as he grew older. So he's been breeding these things for a long time, and he's been able to even find his own mutations of these in the wild. His newest release is a what they call a bushveld albino, which I have some. I'm probably one of the only people outside of him that and Garrett at Reach Out Reptiles that even has these. I know he has some for sale, but I don't know if he's actually sold any to anybody yet. But anyway, Warren super passionate about this species, and being friends with him has allowed me to have access to basically whatever he sells. I have access to first, and I've, or I say my wife and I have heavily invested into them, and pretty much have, if it's available in the United States, I pretty much have it. And you know, stuff that hasn't even been shown off yet by Warren and Garrett probably already sits in our racks, and I'm really excited about it. I probably have top three collections in the United States of house snakes, so really excited about that. So
Wow, sounds like I might need to get a house snake at some point. I've not ever have. They're pretty cool. I've got to hold them at Garrett's place before, but um, I don't know. I should. I don't know. I can't believe I even said that out loud. I need a house snake.
have you seen any of them?
I,
Like,
I have. Well, like I said, I held some at Garrett's. He
yeah,
showed me some that were like, there's like these. This is probably the only one of these in the world, and like
right.
they are pretty cool. They're definitely different. You wouldn't think it's I mean, because it's a colubrid, or it's a colubrid.
Not technically.
Not technically a colubrid.
No. Acts like a colubrid.
Acts like a colubrid, but is it a python?
No, it's
I don't know anything
called
about them.
Lapa. They're actually more kin to the cobras. Lapidate. Mm. caught me in a bad spot.
Yeah,
But
that's all right. Something I know less about them than I can even like. I
yeah,
thought there was a clubber or a python. I have no idea what's
nope,
happening. Neither.
it's neither.
But it reminded. I think what it reminded me of was like I don't know, like a Burmese clubber, like if a
Miniature
python, like
Burmese.
yeah, miniature Burmese python.
Yep.
That's yeah,
They act very. I mean, we keep them in the same racks as ball pythons, so that's a big plus. When you have hundreds of ball pythons, it's easy to add another species that fits in the same racks, and they basically never outgrow eating an adult mouse. I mean, that's how small they stay. All the breeder females can eat adult mice. I mean, they will eat rats and whatever else, pretty much. But just to give you a size reference, they never really outgrow an adult mouse.
gotcha.
And they never really outgrow a 10 series tub. I mean, you can put them in like a short 28, or I'm not sure about what the tub sizes are called, but they just stay small,
Hmm.
very small, manageable. And now with all these colors and morphs and stuff out, I think it's going to be a big hit.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Well, Garrett usually knows what he's doing with stuff like that, or at least have proven it in the past. So
Right.
I'm kind of excited to say maybe I need a house snake. I don't know.
Yeah, we went to Garrett's and met Warren at Garrett's. When did we go? I don't remember. Anyway, a couple months ago, and yeah, it was life changing.
Wow,
Life-changing.
life changing. Oh, wow, that's big.
So, pretty much. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still invest in ball pythons. Still have no desire. There's rumors out there that I'm selling my ball pythons collection. That's not true. But the house snakes are definitely taking a major interest in what hardwired exotics is going to turn into.
Okay,
So
that's cool, man.
hopefully,
I like that.
pray to God.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, anything you want to show folks before we wrap up in particular?
No, I mean, I guess since I touched on the cancer, I guess I'll just kind of put it out there because I know a lot of our friends and family will be watching this. I'm sure cancer's going as good as it can be. The chemo treatments are absolutely horrible. But I have a big backbone for friends and family that have stepped in and helping, and I definitely appreciate everybody that does. And the treatments are going as they should. I should have some sort of surgery at the beginning of the year, and hopefully that's it. After the surgery, everything should be good. But I do have chemo treatments every 3 weeks until basically December, and those are rough. So it's very difficult for me as a man to get all my work done that I feel like needs to be done, and having to basically be out a whole week. Every 3 weeks I have to be out basically a whole week from the chemo, and it's rough. So I appreciate everybody's prayers and the support that everybody gives us, but just kind of want to give everybody an update that everything's going good. So just a long road ahead still.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, we're gonna continue to pray for you, bro, for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, and thanks for being here and taking the time.
Yeah, everybody's like, man, I can't even believe you're doing shows, but I can't just sit there, can't just give up on life because I got cancer.
Yeah, no doubt.
If I feel like I can do it, and I feel like I could do this show, and I'm here. So done Daytona. Daytona liked to kill us or kill me because I had a chemo injection the Monday, and we left on Thursday. So I only had 3 days to recoup. So Daytona was really bad for us.
Yeah, I could tell when I first walked up there and you're sitting down. I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
tired.
But,
Yeah.
I've been a week and a half now without an injection. So obviously, 2 weeks. I've been 2 weeks now without an injection. So I feel a lot better. But I do have another one coming up in 5 days. So I'll be tanked again. But hopefully, I can just keep bouncing back and doing what I got to do in between those.
Yeah, man.
So.
Well, you always let us know if there's anything else we can do in particular.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
cool, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Tony, for coming on and sharing with us. And go follow him. All the links where you can find out all the stuff he's working with, his YouTube channel, all that stuff will be in the description below. Please go down there and find that. And then also tune in next week for our next guest right here on Redline Report on Tuesdays. And until then, y'all take care. Also, I just like that. It was a real pleasure to have Tony and Cassie at church this morning at the thing, man. It's just been hard, but a blessing to see the different ways and the different things that are happening in the world, in our world of reptile industry and breeding. And it's been also been cool to have the opportunity to love on people in that particular way and just pray over folks. It's different, you know. It's not something I ever imagined I would be doing in my life, to be completely honest. But seems like it's making an actual impact in people's lives in a real way. So just blessed to be a part of that, and just want to thank Tony and Cassie for coming this morning to our little church service that we put on at the shows. It was really cool to see them there. Yeah, hope to see you guys there sometime too. Y'all take care.
No, I was just curious if there's anything going on right now that we should talk about.
Oh, I mean, there's always something happening that I think we could or potentially should talk about. Yeah, for sure, that's happening. I mean,
What's going on? Something that I might not be thinking about personally that's going on, other than the obvious cancer stuff.
I mean, that seems like something that's going on with you.
House snakes. Think I should bring up the house snake?
No, you're 100% good. You're 100% good. Yeah. Nope, no, you're fine. The way these mics work is like if you're not right up on them, I'm not even gonna hear it. So, yeah. and I do like to do that. It's I just get everything going and we just kind of go. I don't like to say, all right, we're gonna start now. I'd rather just like whatever naturally comes up is what.
Just piece it together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was perfect.
I don't think I feel like I missed anything that needed to be said. I feel good with it.
Good. Awesome. Perfect.
Well, right on.